Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome to Live with Joan for the book club, the Animal Chakra Healing Book Club. Hooray! It's a dancing book. We have lots to cover, so I'm hoping everybody's on time and here and ready to go. Is anyone here? Can anyone hear me? Okay, good on the sound?
Yes, people are joining.
Okay,
Leslie
good.
Williams said hi.
Hello. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. And I would love to actually see, we have some, did everyone get their handouts?
People are still joining.
Okay. I want to, yeah.
Yes, Tanya says yes.
Okay. Yes, what? She got her handout?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, goody. So today we're going to start with the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. And we've got yeah, we're going to go over all of that. And so I've got a lot to say before. So how many people are here, and are people saying hi?
Laura H. Florida wants to know where the handout is.
Did you sign up for the book club?
You had to opt in. Jan Ramian says hi, Joan and Claudia. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan. I was just starting to read that article you sent me this morning or last night. I don't know when it was.
Paula Wheeler says hi, everyone. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula. Okay, so what I want to say is that today we're going to cover the first three. Next week we're going to cover the next three, and then the last week we're going to cover the seventh and the and what I call the eighth chakra, the environment. And I just wanted to give you a little heads up about a few things we have going on in December, since this is my book club. I can tell you right now we have a sale on for the immersive or the in-person animal communication. So that is an unbelievable deal. For $60, you can either come for the 3 days at the beginning of the intensive. The rest of the intensive is another price. So you could look into that as well. Or you could do the immersive in January. So that is going on right now. So be watching in this group, or see what the if you're in the news, and I hope that didn't blow the sound. Did it blow sound? Okay. So that's number one. We have that going on right now. And then we have, I'm just going to say it, next week, starting on the 8th, we are opening enrollment for the school. So we do this once a year, sometimes twice a year, but lately it's only been, I mean, you could be in a class and get invited to continue on, but our big enrollment is in December, and we're doing it early this year. We used to start it on the 16th, but we're starting it on the 8th. And basically you have the 8th through the 15th to book a call with Claudia if you're interested in any program. It could be the big coaching program, the big program, could be the animal communication, just doing that, could be energy healing. Maybe you're already an animal communicator. Maybe you just want to do energy healing. Maybe you want to be in our Animals in Transition, which is what we consider to be like from death doula to medium for people and their animals. And then we also have the animal ambassador. So these are some of the tracks you could take, and that all will open up next week. and will be you would be talking to Claudia, who just cut all of her hair again. It looks really cute, but I'm like, wow.
I'm not allowed to, and I did it myself, so I'm not allowed.
She did it herself, and her husband is going to take away her scissors. But anyway, you won't be talking about hair on the phone with her. You'll be talking about that. The other thing is we've opened up the enrollment for Tula Tula, the trip to South Africa to see the elephants. And then and then the Shift Network, if you are interested in doing a different type of class, more of a taster, if you will, but going deep. So that's next week. So you can ask about any of these things in the thread here, in the comments. You can also, post questions if you have questions once you start looking at your handouts later in the group. And this is a very safe space to ask your questions. Also, then the other thing is Lola Michelin and I, for Lola of the Northwest School of Animal Massage, we are putting together, starting January 8th, a chakra and body work. So the energy and body work combined. We're going to go through the chakras each month on the first Thursday of every month, except in February it'll be the second Thursday. But anyway, we will be getting that. We won't be announcing for a while, but if you're interested in that, you could write to assist at joanranquet.com and say, I need that info now. We won't be releasing that for a few weeks. So those are all the things that are coming up. Amazing responses to the book. And if you would be so kind as to leave a review on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever you have purchased your book, that would be amazing. So anyway, has anyone said anything so far?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So they cannot find the handouts. So Tanya and I are on it.
Okay.
So it might just be, I'm on it, and if you don't get the handouts right now, you'll get them today. I'm just, okay.
Did you text Joselie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amy Shook says, hi, yay for book club.
Yay.
Tom
Hi,
Sinai
Amy.
says, hi, everyone.
Hello.
Wilma says, hello, Joan. Greetings from Wilma, the Netherlands.
Hello.
Deb Kralikanen says, hi, Joan.
Hello.
Shiloh says, there you are. Hi from Shiloh.
Hello.
Nancy Bishop says, hi, guys. Julie Jacobs says, hi, all.
Hello. And Julie, I got your email. I was a little confused, but I will make sure that we get back. We had so many emails that week, but I would love to get back to you on that. So, what I want to, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't print out the handout. I wrote it out. I mean, I have it on a screen. So,
okay.
What do we know about the handouts? Okay. All right. So, we'll just go over it, and hopefully you'll get them, and hopefully you have the book. So, I want to start with, what is, for those of you that are just jumping on going, oh, I wanted to join a live, and I didn't know there was a book club. Welcome to the book club. This is a book club for the Animal Chakra Healing book that just came out on November 18th. And one of the beginnings is, what is all this chakra talk? So what is a chakra? A chakra is a vortex, if you will, that is sitting on the body. The orientation is a little bit different for animals than it is for people. For us, we look at it and align with the chakras in the front, but they are energy centers with themes throughout the body. So the first chakra is right here.
There you go.
With the tail. Woohoo! First chakra. It's right here. And for us, we're sitting on it, right? For them, their second chakra is right here. sacral, right under our belly button. Is this fun? I know. Wow. We just went way deep. Okay, third chakra is right here, mid-back, in our solar plexus. Fourth chakra is at the heart. For them and the withers, between the shoulders. For us right here. Fifth chakra is right here, for the throat. Sixth chakra is right like us, third eye. And seventh chakra is right here, crown. And so we'll just kind of go over what the, like I said, we're going to focus on the first, second, and third chakra. But if I were to do a brief overview, I would say the first chakra is our security, stability, our connection with our tribe, our original family, our primary family, our blood, our beliefs, our pride, our pack, our flock. What you want? Oh no. Here's the thing. I'm trying to teach. I'm speaking, my friend. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay, here comes another one. Who knows where the puppy is and who knows what she's eating. Anyway, so then the second chakra is, our sexuality, our fertility, our creativity, our one-on-one relationships. For humans, it includes sex, death and regeneration, so to speak. It's also money for humans. You just spend my money. That's all. That's your second chakra, money purpose. Spend it, baby. Third chakra is self-esteem and confidence and awareness of the world. And it's also the gut instinct. Fourth chakra is the heart center. And so it really, if we think in Chinese medicine, what's sitting here? It's our lungs and our heart. And so we really simultaneously, and they certainly can, contain grief and love and joy all at the same time. The fifth chakra is expression, speaking the word. Expression for an animal can often be through body language. It can be through a number of ways. So when we get to that chakra, it'll be very interesting to think about. That'll be next week. What does that look like in terms of how our animals are expressing themselves? Do they express? And that becomes a very important thing connected with the first chakra in terms of our reactive animals and those people that seem to be surprised by a behavior. So then the sixth chakra is the third eye, which for them, for all of us, is our intuition, but for them it also holds instinct. And the seventh chakra is the divine chakra, and for them it really comes down to, if we were going to use one word, it would be trust. For us it might be faith, connection, but for them it's going to be trust. So, so sorry. Let me get the book. Thank you. This is a whole new...
That's a new position.
It is, completely. So, in your handout that you don't quite have, we'll talk about the first chakra. And what it is, like I said, it's at the base of the spine, the tail area. And if you're a dolphin, it includes the peduncle. It is in charge of our safety, our security, survival instinct, basic needs like food, shelter, safety. It's our connection to the physical world. It's our survival instincts. It is, the color is red, the element is earth, and it is associated with the hind legs, the elimination system, the bones and skeletal system. It is, so if things are good, They're grounded, clear, confident, safe, connected to those around them, able to relax, able to trust. A lot of different things. You know, it's funny. I just wrote this article about the 3 chakras of anxiety. Can they not hear me? Okay. And it's really kind of the first 3 chakras, and for different reasons. So this version of anxiety, this first chakra, would show up in the form of like scared of loud noises, skittish, and it's not just anxiety. I mean, it could just be fear. PTSD lives here. A lot of things like unable to settle, inflexible, rigid behavior. Lots of times it can be the...
Hold on, people are saying they can't hear.
And it's not just anxiety.
The sound is fine.
Okay, I have a mic on.
Yeah.
Constantly on alert, doesn't feel at home anywhere. And then, I say that's kind of the underactive. The overactive would be reactivity. Reactivity often lives in that. Food, aggression, territorial, overly focused on physical needs. And so, does anyone have any questions? Okay, so the questions I would ask about my own animal is, do they feel safe in their environment? Do they have a home base or a safe space? Are they grounded and stable? Or are they anxious and fearful? Do they trust that their basic needs will be met? And how do they respond to changes in their environment? I'd love to hear from people if they think their animal has any of these issues. We're going to go through what support could look like. Does anyone? No?
Give them a minute.
Okay.
Because there is a very big delay.
Okay.
And everybody's saying that whatever I did made the sound better. So half the people can hear perfectly, the other half couldn't. So I don't know. I really didn't touch anything.
I know.
Okay. All right. So we're giving them a minute. Do you want to ask that question again? Because
yeah. Does your animal fit in that category?
Penny Sharp says Tootsie has this issue.
Okay. And tell me more, Penny.
And April Adams says, I have a cat who was feral. She is really, really nervous. Shiloh says environment safety, yes.
Okay, good.
Well, we know I have one of those. 2 of those.
Who?
Tallulah.
Uh-huh.
And, well, Barnaby not so much anymore, but.
No. But maybe you could say, like, we did a lot of work around that with Barnaby.
Yeah. Yeah. Barnaby was stranger danger, noise danger, shadow danger.
Mm-hmm. The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. And we did a lot of work. He's actually the reason I'm here. You tapped on him. We did energy work on him. He was tapped on by students in the school during intensives. I mean, he is now my
chore dog.
My farm chore dog, and he is not afraid of people anymore.
Yeah.
He's wary of strangers, but not afraid.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. Penny Sharp, still afraid of people and sometimes even me.
Okay.
Tootsie. Lynn Cooper says, my one dog is reactive to visitors, people passing house. And then she put confidence with a question mark. Susie says, Whiskey has definite root safety and was disturbed by an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Deb Kralik-Hennon says, my dog is reactive. She does much better off leash than on. Lucretia DeGenova says, my cat has the issue of overreactive. Lynn Cooper, dog barks a lot. Melissa Robinson, our cat Taylor seems very grounded, but still hates every new thing and sometimes even panics when she sees our other family member human come home. The vacuum still scares the crud out of her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I don't mean to laugh either, but I totally get it.
Same. Even though I've been working with her and doing energy healing, it's hard to see. Nancy Bishop says, yes, my Naomi is skittish, shy, slow to warm up to most people. Deb Krelikennen says, my dog Roxy also has huge noise fear. Ayat says, Penny still has stranger danger. Amy Shook says, I have a large family, mom and 6 kids who are over 2 years old now, cats. Let me just clarify. Sorry, this just regen. They will startle at noises at the postman, etc. They are all strictly indoors and are safe. One of my guys is dealing with IBD, and a couple of the other boys are scared of anyone but me and my husband. Susie Reed says, we almost had him better, then my farrier stepped him to assist me and popped him in his face, and he's withdrawn and on defense again. Grr, on this farrier.
Yeah. But did you punch the farrier?
I'm sure she did.
I'm sure you did.
Shiloh says, noise, unknown things, sounds, boxes for Suki. And Amy Shook says, sometimes they don't recognize me, even when I talk soft and address them. Takes them a few seconds to realize it's me. And she says the vacuum is a disaster. Nancy Bishop says, if I put up broom, she runs. So definitely she's been hit, abused, adopted from shelter in March.
Okay. So in the book itself, I talk a lot about all of these things. And there's a lot more, putting it together, survive or thrive. So we want to go from like that. So these animals, like Penny Sharp, these are animals in defense, right? Like these are animals that are in survival mode, or they go into survival mode, given a certain, like Amy Shook, in certain circumstance. And so, some of the things I have in here is like really looking at our own life then. Am I feeling secure and safe? Was my childhood chaos, or is that familiar? So it's like a lot of times, if we're able to we can help them, for sure. And there's lots of ways. There's a million ideas. Sometimes we might want to look at ourselves and go, what can I do here for myself to make sure that I'm walking through the world as safe and secure and offering that just elegantly to my animals, right? And it doesn't mean that all of your childhood trauma is going to go away, but it's like recognizing like, oh, this is up for me right now. But meanwhile, I'm providing safety here for my animals. So then, on your list in the homework.
Move your mic, because it's,
here.
Yeah. These mics.
I know, they're so sensitive.
They're very, and it's not just this one.
Anyway.
It's 7 years of dealing with mics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have lots of stories in here, but I also have, I go way into, the physical. So it's, where the meridians start and end. And the physical systems here at work are the immune system, the endocrine system, the nerve. We've got a lot of nerves here. And where it's located is at the base of the tail. All of those systems are going to be affected. So like when we talk about regulating an animal's nervous system, or we talk about the, adrenals shooting off, safety is here in this first chakra. I mean, I could spend hours just talking about the first chakra and things to do. And in your handout, it says, create consistent routines, provide a safe and secure space, use grounding exercises. We're going to do a bladder sweep here in a minute. I mean, maybe not with cats so much, but with dogs or horses. Spend time in nature. Make sure that you, even if you're someone that's worried about things in life, fake it till you make it. Act as though you've got everything under control when you're providing things like food, things like that, where they really are relying on your energy. Red colored items or red light therapy, and really just working on being grounded yourself. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. So I want to, come here. This is my first chakra dog. Hi. Alright, so here's Elsa. So one of the things that she has big stranger danger. So we could do a little tapping. I don't like new people in the house. I don't like new people in the house. I don't like new people in the house. I'm scared. Come here. Elsa, come on. Come on. Good girl. Oh. I'm scared. Or if it's of the vacuum, I'm scared of the vacuum. I'm scared. I don't like being scared. I don't like being scared. I'm going to learn to trust. I'm going to let this fear go. I trust that Joan is bringing all the right people in the house. So that's one thing. There's a lot more in my other book, EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique for Animals. We have lots of things. But ears are a place to really calm someone down. So stroking the ears, this can be really an amazing thing.
Oh my God.
And think that all the acupressure points to create change are right around here. So those were all acupressure points that we tapped on, but these are all, like, I don't know if you ever quit smoking, but they would give you these little beads, the acupuncturists. You go to acupuncture to quit smoking, and then whenever you felt like smoking, you were touching this acupressure point that was all about calming change. So the ears have 10 million little nerve endings and what have you. So as far as the bladder sweep goes, the bladder sweep starts at bladder 1, the same place where we were just tapping. Bladder 1 going all the way down to the end of the tail. All the way down to the end of the tail. All the way down to the end of the tail. And then you go all the way down to the outside toe on the hind foot. All the way down to the outside toe on the hind right. Doesn't matter which side you start with, but you're going to be
there's a huge yawn.
All the way down. And then all the way down to there. And if you can't reach it, the intention is everything. End of the toe. Just say end of the toe. End of the toe. Okay. Who's ready to take over the world? That's right. Okay, so that's the bladder sweep. And does anyone have any questions or comments?
Yes.
Did you get a good picture?
I did get a good picture. Okay, I'm going back. Okay, Julie Kaufman says Romeo is afraid of new people and places and sounds, but only when new people are around or in a place he isn't comfortable in. Laura H. Florida says our cat Flip was stray, also exhibited fear of broom.
No.
Okay, it was, okay.
Leave it.
I always talked to him even if he was sleeping before I entered the room. Flip, honey, I'm going to use this broom and I will wait while you run into the other room. It was clear to us that Flip was abused or mistreated with broom or something with pole by a male who wore boots. Deb Kralik says, I've used rubbing and pulling the ears for calming. And Susie says that is the magic.
And I will just say this, and I'll say it again at the end. You know, we have people who need case studies, and Tanya, who's sitting here, she runs that. But But we know, we keep an eye on the people that, we don't just hand out our students unless they're very advanced. They have to get 65 case studies in animal communication, EFT, and scalar wave. So if you think you need anything, Tanya, you could pop in your email address. I think is it community or sessions?
Sessions at Joan Ranquet.
At joanranquet.com. And we can get you someone that can do the animal communication, the EFT, or the scalar wave, or all three. And we only give out people who have hit 45. So we only help people with their last 20 because we want them to be really good, and I want them to be able to really help you. Anything else?
Thompson Ivy says, my dog is really sensitive, anxious, and has noise phobias. He doesn't much care for my 2 younger dogs since they had a traumatic experience involving 2 big dogs. We have to keep them separate at all times. The younger ones get overexcited really easy and will generally turn to humping or jumping at each other. Okay.
And then here's something else. Come here. All right, Penelope wants to. Penelope, come on. Up. So just right there. Oh, all right. So when you have a reactive dog, one of the things, Linda Tellington-Jones talks about this all the time, is you usually have a very, very tight hind end. She's not really reactive, but the other one, is borderline. And so I've noticed, Elsa! So this is, you can see, this is much, there's a good tone. She's in shape. But this one, actually now it's a loose spot, but she's pretty tight. And she's well, defined. Yeah. So it's, this is what I want to work on, is just softening. Almost like you're softening. So with all of this, if we're thinking of the end result, which is whether you're doing EFT or scalar, hey, Elsa, sit. That wasn't a sit. Sit. Good girl. Oh, what a good girl. Any healing modality, we set an intention, right? Hey, she's going to knock this thing out.
I'm blocking it with my foot.
You're setting an intention, and as you set the intention, what is the intention? Well, I want to be able to use a broom in the house and not have an animal freak out. I want to be able to vacuum the whole house. I want to be able to have a cleaning lady come over and vacuum. I want to be able to walk outside with my dog. So there are so many things that when we start listing what it is we want to do, then we have to think about that outcome and not dwell on what we have. And then we might do some of these things.
Leave it.
Hey, leave it. Elsa, good girl, good, leave it. Very good, leave it. We might do some of these things like massaging the hind end, a bladder sweep, creating consistent routines with that intention. So it's like you're thinking of the outcome while you're doing this. I want her to be calm and relaxed. I want her to be easy breezy when people come over. This one is a flying muppet when people come over. Like you get splat.
You might get your teeth clanked by hers.
Exactly. She's the opposite. But the point is that when you're doing these things, thinking of the outcome and not thinking about like, oh, she's so afraid, I'm going to work on this. It's like, no, she's really calm when people come over. So that's where I wanted to go with that.
Amy Shook wants to know does this tightness like that also present this way in felines?
150%. Yeah, Queen Latifah. Yeah, I've worked a lot on her hind end, and it's funny, a lot of these animals that are fearful really like their butt being scratched. You know, they're the animals that come up and present their butt. And it's almost like they're saying, please unwind me. I don't want to be this way. It was something that we were in teacher training yesterday, the dog or the horse that Lauren was talking about, so tightly wound, right, that it almost ends up, their own fascia starts to strangle them. So, okay, our second chakra is lower abdomen, reproductive area. The color is orange, and it's we think of this as also, you know, them getting pregnant, or but pregnancy is also associated with creativity. It's also fertility, nurturing, and it's also our one-on-one relationships. One of the things we love to think about only is our one-on-one relationships, but we forget about how important their one-on-one relationships are. And so we want to be able to see this, this being a balanced, that they have balanced relationships all around. The physical associations are reproductive organs, kidneys, not so much kidneys, but bladder. That's a mistake on here. But the correlation of the fluids of the kidney and bladder, hips and lower back, and body fluids. So, what does this look like? Do they, when things are good, right? It should be that they express their emotions, they're playful and joyful, they form healthy relationships, they're comfortable with physical affection, healthy reproductive system, good balance of giving, receiving, and flexible and adaptable. The imbalance would look like shutdown. So again, when we have different versions of anxiety, we talked about the anxiety of just the kind of PTSD, the uh-oh sort of thing. That's very first chakra. But our second chakra anxiety would look like separation anxiety. It would look like, isn't able to respond to playing with other animals, isn't able to, has difficulty bonding. And that can often be a shutdown heart and a second chakra. You know, it's interesting when you really go deep with this, it's fun to see where these things really connect up. Because there's such a relationship to second chakra creativity and fifth chakra expression. So when you get in the horse world, are they in their right job, and are they able to really connect? Or even the dogs, maybe they don't want to do agility anymore. Maybe they want to do something where they get to smell and do all that. So this can also be a lot of urinary issues with cats and dogs. And that's where a lot of times it will also connect up with the third chakra of a little bit of worry. So this second chakra has, deals with urinary issues, one-on-one relationships, neediness, codependent, the clingy, all of these more relationship reactionary things. And so, the questions to ask yourself is, do my animals express their feelings freely? So start writing in now, because we're going to have to go quickly to get to the third chakra too. Do they play and show joy? Do they form relationships with each other? Are their relationships tentative? Are they comfortable with touch and affection? Do they have any urinary health issues? Can they adapt to changes, or are they rigid? So these are some of the questions that I hope you're answering. And I'll start to talk about, we want to encourage play. We want to encourage relationships. We want to encourage healthy relationships, appropriate emotional expression. And we could, a lot of times, this sort of a massage right on the hips helps. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to be fun. If any of you are interested in that class with Lola and the massage, it's going to go a lot deeper than that, as far as, especially if you have a first, second, or third chakra issue, getting to that massage more than just like, when I say massage, I'm like, oh, I hope you feel better. But just watching her work on animals is like my scapula drops, so it's amazing. And really honoring their feelings and needs. I will tell you something. This one gets tired of the others in the household sometimes, right? I mean, she just gets where if it were someone else, it could turn into something far worse. It has once or twice. Right now, I recognize that she's done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just take her out into the other room and let's say, thank you for being so, in human we would say bitchy, right? Thank you for being so clear. Thank you for being so clear about your needs. Because I can move all the overstimulation this minute. And she walks out like afterwards, as if nothing had even happened. So, what are people writing in?
I'm still waiting for them to write in about that, but I have questions about the first chakra.
Okay.
Do you want to wait and answer those later?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while we wait for people to write in about their second chakra, you're describing my horse, Serafina, right?
Yeah.
And I've been using some of the techniques from the book, and she is definitely coming out of her shell.
Yeah.
And, she did not like change. She did not want to get in that trailer.
But she's treated like a zebra.
She got in, but, it was, Amy Shook says, okay, so now we've got people coming. Okay. Ayat says, Penny needs time to adapt to foster dogs in the house. Michael Hofferbert, hi, Michael. He says, Missy and Fiesta Cat are sisters and the best of friends, and recently have befriended the deers who frequently visit, and deers are reciprocate.
I love that.
Okay. Amy Shook says, I am recognizing when some of the cats need alone time.
Yeah, and I go to Albertsons to grocery shop, and I sit in the car for a minute in the parking lot going, I don't have 10 animals who need something from me at all times. Do you ever see people just staring into space at the grocery store? We all need a timeout. Everybody needs a timeout. And so I love providing that for and with my animals.
Um,
And it's great if we can recognize it and offer it before it gets to the point where they do something that demands that the house be separated or whatever. I would love to dig into all of these. I think, though, that we have to, obviously we have to keep going, but...
There's some really good, Jenna Hobbins has a question about her cat, but I think that one, it's multi. I think you need to read it and respond. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Any more about second chakra questions or observations?
Well, I'll just bring up Jenna's It's the second chakra. She said that Daisy made her percentage. So she meant to type a number, but so she's a feline tabby tuxedo, picked up as a stray when she was 1 year old. Very independent, bullies, difficult to read, to communicate, just won't open up like so many other animals I can communicate with. She just doesn't want to. She's 5 years old. Shall I just accept that she doesn't want to relate?
That's such a great question. So I would think that in a funny way, if you could accept that she doesn't and completely, like us wanting to relate, we think we look like this. We look like this. Hey, Penelope, will you relate with me, please? Right?
Her face.
We don't mean to, but the minute we want something, we're like this. I need something. We all do it. That's why, like, on my wildlife trips, I do all these meditations so we're not like, elephants, whales, right? Like, bring our energy back. The minute you accept that she does not want something, I would imagine you're going to have a little miracle. Maybe not immediately, but you're going to watch a different, she's going to have the space to come forward. I've worked with people with feral colonies, and they want to touch everyone, and they're feeding, and like, I'm doing all this stuff. And the minute they just drop it, they have the cats coming to them. So especially with cats, and we can learn so much as humans from cats, you know. I've treated every dog like a cat, and then I allow them to choose the relationship with me, especially when I'm walking into a stranger's home and I'm there to work with their dog. I don't look at that dog. I'm like, look over here, treat it like a cat, let the animal establish the relationship it wants to have with me. So the minute you back your energy off, I think, backing any desire, and we all do it. I'm not, believe me, you know, who didn't want to be Snow White as a kid? Oh, look, the bird landed on my finger. You know, but that's the sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, Claudia's. She wants to touch everything.
I used to.
She used to. She's so good. She's a pro.
Okay. I'm looking to see. She says, I've had her in my home for 2 years.
Yeah. But it might be 2 years of you wanting something that she's not going to give until she doesn't feel that pressure. And maybe marvel at the relationship she has with the others, because maybe that's all she needs. But my guess is if you don't take it personally and you can back your energy off, there's going to be a shift. It's no small task.
Yeah, she says she just wants to live here and not really be with me like other cats.
Yeah. All right.
We have 10 minutes.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the solar plexus, third chakra, right here, mid-back. And wow, thank you. It really is the self. You know, I think of it when, for me, if it's turned on, it's like the sunshine is right here. The color is yellow. It has a vibrant sense when you're in your zone. It's what draws people to you. It's our gut instinct. It's, for them, their gut instinct has been keeping them alive. It's the ability to take in and disperse nutrients, right? Like if you think, what happens in the stomach? The food comes in and it gets dispersed. and then eliminated. But that's a whole process that happens. And that's why I say this chakra is really about awareness. So how are we taking in the world, assimilating it, and putting back out? Who are we when we take all this in? So it's our confidence, it's our self-esteem, it's our ability to navigate through the world, and the same for them. It's all the digestive things physically. It's the digestion, so it's the taking in, assimilating, dispersing the nutrients. So and that includes like the pancreas, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder, the kidneys. All of it is right here. I mean, everything is right in this whole area. And it's the mid-back, that feeling supported. So we often, and then what else does that come down to for animals and for people? Boundaries. So this is where a different type of anxiety comes in, if we're going to look at anxiety again. This is where it's an animal that's just completely insecure. Now, we could look at anxiety and say, well, my animal has all three. Fear of loud noises, separation anxiety, and just isn't secure. But it's almost like I would pick one and just work with it. If you were to work on the third chakra, I would bring in the digestion. So you could be working on something that's going to build confidence for the emotion, the persona, their essence, their being, how they're functioning in the world. And then you'd want to look at what is their diet. Is it supporting this confidence? Is their diet, or is their stool loose? Are they going a lot? Is it dry? Are they holding back? All these things. So a lot of this plays into who they are and how they're showing up in the world and what their self-esteem is like. And I think Amy said something about the IBD cat. Like, that cat, I would start just addressing the physical issues and see if you couldn't build up the confidence through that. So when it's balanced, you're looking at good boundaries, strong digestive health, makes clear choices, isn't dominant or submissive. It's just is who they need to be in the moment. They meet the moment, right? They have awareness. They can take in and disperse what needs to be who they are in the way that is that they know their audience. They're comfortable being themselves. And it's interesting because Abby is my dog that exhibits that the most. And ironically, she had a very, 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 very traumatic past, which I never talk about. But the first thing I did was built confidence, and I got her way before 10 weeks. And I worked on that digestion because I knew, given her circumstance, all the antibiotics and all the everything that were going to go through her system, and she's Lab and Shar-Pei. Overly antibiotics are going to always create yeasty ears. You know what I mean? Like all the things that show up in the skin. And I just didn't want to deal with that 8 years down the road. So I hyper-focused on the tummy. And as a result, she's kind of my easiest dog. We do have ear stuff, but that could be Lab Sharp, any combination thing, or the over antibiotics from the beginning. But either way, my focus was gut health and confidence second, because I knew she'd be confident given who at that time I had Isabella and Delilah. I knew that she'd get confidence from them and that I could give her confidence. So, self-esteem, all of these things are what play into this. So you're going to get handouts, and I apologize for that. But you'll want to go over those. And plus, there's so much here in the book. So many things. But, and yeah, so I will come in and read these later, and there's a lot to go through, but it's been really fun. So anything stand out that you want to say?
Lynn Cooper says, I believe a lot of issues seem to relate to the digestion biome of the gut.
100%.
That's why.
One of the bonuses is from Dr. Odette Suter on gut health. So if you purchase the book, you have access to the bonuses. And, you know, that's near and dear to my heart. And Dr. Odette Suter has been a friend of mine since the 90s. Please take a look at the bonuses in there. And if you've purchased the book and you haven't gotten the bonuses, we'll put the bonus page in here and you can just fill out the form and then you can have access to the bonuses. But I want to thank you, and you can put your questions in the just in general on this page. It's going to be easier then for me to go through all of this. So please post questions in the group that you have throughout the week, especially if you're watching this later. It'll be hard for me, like I said, to go through this thread. I'll go through it. I have to teach and then after lunch. But in general, just put your questions in the group. It's really exciting that you're here, that we're doing this. We're really going to look at animals as individuals. And while the chakra provides us a map and a system on the one hand, on the other hand, it's still helping us understand them even more as an individual and in relation to us, but not enmeshed with us. And so again, I want to remind you that we have the sale right now for the immersive or the intensive. For the animal communication, $60. Make sure that the links are in the group. I've got the Shift Network starting next week. Next week we also open enrollment for the big program, or a number of programs. And also you've got the inside scoop that me and Lola are doing something. So if you're interested in the chakra bodywork class, please write to assist at joanranquet.com. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next week.